back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so I'm here today to do a TBR for the rest of May and possibly further, depending on whether I actually finish all of this. I've got quite a few books that I'm currently reading and that I want to finish up now that I've finished with the readathons I was doing at the beginning of May. So I thought I would do a TBR, and I also just filmed a video talking about plans and how I'm changing the way that I read. I was doing a 6-week challenge where I was trying to read new things instead of my backlist. And now I'm changing it. I'm changing things so that I kind of try and get a bit more backlist in there. So I did really well on this for the first 2 weeks with the readathon I was taking part in. That made me read a lot of the older things and I was very happy about that. But I've got a couple books left over from that and a couple books that I just want to get to, and I want to throw in some backlist stuff as well. So this is the TBR for the rest of May. Let's get started. First up, I have this one, Traitor's Moon. It is the third in the Night Runner series by LYNN FLEWELLINO. I really enjoyed the first two. I'm enjoying the third even more. It's kind of like elf politics in a book, and it's really, really fun. It's got some gay romance between the two main characters. It's excellently done, beautifully handled, loving reading about their story and the way that they love each other and the way that their relationship is developing. And it's just great. So this one, I've only got 100 pages left, should finish this really quickly, and I'll definitely review this for you guys as well. Next up, I have this one, which is The Tiger's Daughter. This one is a book that I have been meaning to get to since it came out, and I'm really happy that I'm now kind of a part of the way into it. I'm really enjoying it. From what I've read so far, it's about two people who are best friends as children, but they both grow up into leadership roles. One is an empress and one is the heir to the tribal, sort of nomadic tribes who travel around, and in order to stay in contact when they're older, they write letters to one another, kind of recounting things and talking about their life so far and what has happened. And we're following them right from childhood up to the present day, I assume, following their letters about what they've been doing and how they met. And I'm really enjoying the way it's written so far, and I'm hoping to finish this up fairly soon. I'm already about 150 pages in, and it's not too long. It's just under 500, so hopefully I can get to this fairly quickly. I've been enjoying it a lot whilst I've been sat down reading it over the past few days. Next up is a book I have started but I've not got very far at all. This is 6 Wakes by MYER. I believe it's kind of like an investigation or into a murder up in space, and we have someone who can kill people, but then because these people that we're following are kind of clones, they can just regenerate in a way. And so we find out that the whole of the crew has been killed in bloody, gruesome ways, and we're not really sure who did it, but they're all back to life again. So it's an investigation between the crew to try and find out what happened and who the killer is on board with them. It's super fun so far. I'm not very far into it at all. I think I've just read the first chapter, so I'm 25 pages in, but I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully it will be a fast-paced sort of futuristic fun sci-fi with some cool sort of crimey elements. Up next I have a book that I again have started but not got hugely far with, and that is this one, FOUNDRYSIDE. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett. It's my first read by him and I am 56 pages in. So far I'm really enjoying it. It follows a girl called Sanchia Grando who is a thief, and she's a really good one. She has this magical ability when she touches things to kind of be able to feel everything through them. A little bit like the power in The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson, if you guys have read that. It's a similar thing, and it's a really cool idea for a magic power, and I'm really enjoying the way that she acts as a thief so far. She also finds this magic item very early on, and it gives her a lot more information about who she might be and what she's doing and who she's working for, because she's normally employed just as a thief, but this time she knows she's on a much bigger job than normal, and we find out from this magical item a bit more about what she's doing. And I'm really enjoying the setup of the world. It's super, super interesting so far, so I'm really looking forward to getting back to this and reading more of it. It's about 550 pages, so it shouldn't take me too long to get through, but it's a bit of a dense one, but I'm really, really into it. Next up, I have a book that I bought years ago now, I think, and that is Last Song Before Night by ILANA C. MYER. I definitely bought this a while ago and I can't really remember an awful lot about it, except I think it has stuff to do with music being the magic. I remember Thomas from SFF 180 read this and didn't love it, but I just thought it sounded completely up my street, so I bought it straight away. I also adore the cover design, I just think it's gorgeous, so hopefully I will really enjoy this and I will think it's just completely my thing. I'll definitely report back to you. It's about a woman named Kimberlane Amestroth, sister to a cruel brother, daughter of a hateful family, but that is the name she's forsworn, and now she is simply Lynn, a musician, a lyricist of uncommon ability in a land where women are forbidden to answer such callings, a fugitive who must conceal her identity or risk imprisonment and even death. Next up, I have a book which is non-fiction. This is by CAROLYN JESSOP. It's Triumph. It's the follow-up to her book Escape, and I believe this one is kind of continuing on from where that story leaves off and goes into a bit more detail. 5 years after she and her 8 children have escaped the fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, CAROLYN JESSOP found herself in the cult in full view of millions the world over. Texas police raided the 1,700-acre Yearning for Zion Ranch, which was run by her ex-husband, Merrill Jessup. Now one of the cult's most powerful leaders, Merrill fought tooth and nail to prevent the authorities and CAROLYN exposing his hidden and abusive world. And in this gripping memoir, she tells the story behind the raid and sets the record straight about the aftermath. So I've already read her previous book, really enjoyed it, hence why I picked this one up. This one's a lot shorter, so I think it'll be a bit more of a factual one than a proper memoir, but I'm definitely still intrigued and want to read this, and I feel like this is the kind of non-fiction I'm in the mood for right now, so might read that. Moving on to some historical fiction, this is the one I've been meaning to get to for absolutely ages, and she's just released her new book, which is Circe, I think. This one is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I've owned this for years. I don't know what is stopping me from getting to it. It's just something in my head that everyone tells me it's amazing, so I think I just haven't picked it up because I am worried I might hate it. I don't think I will hate it. I think I'll like it. I believe it follows a LGBTQ+ relationship, and it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting look at the story of Achilles, and I just think it's going to be my thing, so I don't know why I haven't read it. I'm going to read it. And finally, I have one of my new books that I want to get to, and that is because it comes out at the end of this month, and this is Legendary by Stephanie Garber, and I certainly want to read this one. I really don't know why I've not got to this sooner, but I need to. So yeah, plan is to read this very soon. It's the sequel to Caraval, which is set in a sort of fantastical circus-like world where people go in and they become immersed and they get lost in the story and the magic of Caraval. And this one is the continuation to what happened at the end of book 1, which was very dramatic and crazy, so this seems like it's going to be a super fun, fast-paced, like exciting, dark fantasy, and I'm definitely down for that kind of thing. I think I would class this series as YA. It is a bit dark, but I would still say it's very fast-paced. It focuses on teenage characters, so I would say you could read it as a teenager for sure. So that is everything I have planned. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of the books I've just mentioned below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.